listening to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ken Lawler. I'm with the LOZ Podcast Network, the LOZ app, everything LOZ. Today, we are going to talk to, I think this is pretty cool. If you guys ever been to Lake of the Ozarks, you understand that there's a lot of fishing that goes on. And, you know, you might be out in your boat, you might be fishing just with you and your friends or your family. But did you know that there's a very cool tournament that goes on 3 different times at the Lake of the Ozarks? And it's the Big Bass Bash. And today we have Big Al with the Big Bass Bash. What's going on, Al? How you doing?
Good. It's morning, right?
It is morning.
It's 11 o'clock right now, but I'm doing well, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you and welcome. We got associated with you guys last fall, but tell me a little bit about how you got started with the Big Bass Bash and really this whole network of fishing tournaments.
Yeah, so this is our 19th year that we're going on with Midwest Fish Tournaments, which is the umbrella company for the Big Bass Bash and Anglers in Action. And Randy Terrell, who's the founder of it, it's a small family business with his son, Charlie, his daughter, Sherry, and his wife, Diane. He was good friends with my dad, played a lot of golf with him back in the day. Probably in my early 20s, I started playing in the golf league for Fergie's Bar and Lee-Man, all that stuff. And my dad and him were good friends. Well, he had the idea about 19 years ago that he wanted to put on the biggest bass tournament in the state of Missouri, and it's gone well beyond that. But he and his son and his daughter, Marie, who unfortunately is no longer with us, they started the Big Bass Bash. And I believe the first year they had 400 entries, and the champion grand prize was $20,000. Fast forward to 2025, and you're looking at, anywhere from 3,500 to 4,000 anglers with a grand prize of $100,000 and over $350,000 given away. So it's grown exponentially.
$100,000 for a fish.
One fish. Yeah.
One fish. Wow, that is amazing. And that's really kind of fun. And I got to tell you, I was blown away when we went to your event last fall. I mean, the amount of people and the amount of sponsors and just everything that's tied in with this event or these events. And just, tell me a little bit about 2024. How'd it go for you?
2024 was a good year. It's been tough the last 3 or 4 years. Everybody's having to, kind of mind their P's and Q's and all that kind of stuff. But it was a good year for the business overall. As far as tackle sales and boat sales and stuff like that, it was a little bit of a rough time for them. We're looking forward to the future. Look, I mean, you're always going to have issues when it comes to running a small business. I don't care if it's a bass fishing tournament, if it's a local restaurant, if it's your landscaping business and stuff. There's tough times. You got to dig deep. But overall, we were very happy with the 2024 season.
Yeah, and I mean, that's, every years ebb and flow, and you get, years that are better for obviously boat sales, and then interest rates go up, and it kind of affects everybody. And so, but the cool thing I think that I saw was that these people that come to this event have been coming for years. Like this is, you're always attracting new people because you got thousands and thousands, but you got a lot of people that have been at these events and, maybe going on their 15th year, 16th year. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned something like that. This event, it's, bass fishing, but it incorporates, hey, you got your buddy, you got your brother, maybe you got, family members that go, they bring the kids down. We've got a ladies division. It's really turned into what started out as, 2 buddies getting together or 2 brothers getting together to go fish, to where now with the ladies division and the kids division, it is a family event. And the April and October events, there's probably anywhere from 27 to 33 states that are represented at each of those events. So people are coming as far away as California, from Florida, Vermont. There was a span 2 years in a row. A gentleman came over from jolly old England to fish in the event that he saw online. So it's definitely reached far and wide as far as participation goes. And one of the nice things about the event is, believe it or not, there are some people out there that still do not know what Lake of the Ozarks is. Believe it or not. I mean, us folks in Missouri here, we know what it is. We've been going on there since we were younger, et cetera, et cetera. But those folks that come there for the first time to fish this event and see everything that you can do from dam over to river as far as family events and the restaurants and the different lodging and the different water parks and this, that, and the other thing, they end up coming back in the summer for a vacation.
Well, and you kind of just did a little commercial for us there. That's why they download the LOZ app, right? So they can find all those things that they can do at Lake of the Ozarks. And we are big proponents of trying to help people find their way around. Let's talk about 2025, and specifically, let's talk about, the first event coming up in the spring with the Big Bass Bash.
Yeah, so April 12th and 13th is the Spring Big Bass Bash. Registration will take place on April 11th at PB2, as it always does. We'll be there from noon to 7, taking registration, getting everybody their swag bag. We'll have apparel for sale. We'll have numerous vendors down there, from Bait Cave to possibly Hummingbird, a whole bunch of different small mom and pop bait and tackle shops, along with some big boys like, Angler's Port and Phoenix Boats, et cetera, et cetera. So we're excited. Registration day is always a fun day. We'll have a burger truck down there and a smoothie truck so people can come down there, hang out. Usually when you get in line down there, it takes you anywhere from about, depending on how long the line is, no more than 60 minutes to get through there. But it's a great time simply because there's a lot of vendors down there selling some really neat baits, so people kind of shop around and get some deals and stuff before the real season starts.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. The vendor village you guys have is amazing. Like, you can spend the whole day there kind of shopping for tackle, shopping for accessories, maybe buy a boat. There's all kinds of things 100%. You can do. But that's kind of cool too, because it really is a neat atmosphere. You got hot dogs and burgers, and everyone's having fun, and it's a cool atmosphere. Now, I do some bass fishing, but I got to tell you, at Lake of the Ozarks, I'm on my dock. I like crappie. I mean, that's nothing wrong with that. I like the crappie, but I hear there might be something coming for the crappie people.
Yeah. So Randy and Charlie and Sherry, they have been, and there you have it right there. They've been talking about it for a few years, did their due diligence, and decided to open up Pandora's box for a third big event at Lake of the Ozarks. So we've got the Big Crappie Challenge that's coming up, and that will be May 17th and 18th, and registration's on the 16th. Everything about this tournament mirrors the Big Bass Bash, except for the species of fish. Everything mirrors the Big Bass Bash. So we'll have the same weigh-in spots, 5 locations where you can weigh these crappie in. And believe it or not, somebody's going to pay $200 to get into this event. And if they catch the biggest crappie, which people are estimating anywhere from 2 to 2.5 pounds, not that big of a fish, but it's a crappie, but you're going to get $50,000, which is pretty incredible.
That's so cool. That is really, I mean, and I like that, you're expanding on it a little bit, because there's a ton of crappie in the Lake of the Ozarks. So, all of us owners there have been dropping, our old Christmas trees down there under our docks to try to create some crappie beds, just to get some good fishing going. Okay. So, and then in the fall, we come right back again with another Big Bass Bash.
Yep, October 4th and 5th. Registration, once again, will start on that Friday from 12 to 7 on October 3rd at PB2 in Osage Beach. Same thing that you come around there. As you can see, $330,000, and the biggest bass of the weekend is going to get $100,000. So, once again, there's a lot of money to be cashed in on the hourly weigh-ins. But if you do happen to catch, anywhere from a 6.5 to a 7.5 pound fish, that person can be taking home some life-changing money with $100,000.
Yeah. And then that is cool, because, it's so neat that one fish wins a big amount of money, but there's so many other payouts. And, besides all the fun and just camaraderie and people getting out and doing it, there's several people that walk away with some cash.
Yeah, absolutely. The nice thing about the events that are set up down there is April and October are kind of preseason and postseason between Memorial and Labor Day. So that 90 days down there for the Lake of the Ozarks, like I said, and Miller and Morgan and Camden County, that's really where they're generating their revenue for their small restaurants, their businesses, the hotels, et cetera, et cetera. The nice thing with the Terrell set this up to put it in April and October is, hey, those folks are kind of on fumes coming out of January and February. We get into April, we get the Big Bass Bash, and there's an influx of thousands of people that come to Lake of the Ozarks. And then at the end of the season, kind of when things die down after Labor Day, and all the good, fun recreation boating is done with, in October, those small businesses kind of get an influx or another shot in the arm of revenue when we bring another, anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 people into town.
Yeah, and that's totally cool, and we love that. I mean, at the LOZ app, we want to support the lake, and you guys are definitely supporting the lake with all these anglers coming into town. It's really a cool thing, and that's why I wanted to talk about it on our podcast network, because you guys are doing some really, really amazing things for those people that own businesses at the lake, for those people who are still trying to extend their season. There's a lot of people down there, and October used to be kind of, let's close it up. Not anymore. And I think last year on the dates that you guys had it there, it was still pretty warm. So it was a nice weekend.
Yeah, we we got an extended summer, it felt like, this year. And even December this year was warm. And now we're getting hit with it hard here in January. I mean, it's been brutally cold for like the last 2 weeks. But we always hope for good weather. 2023, man, if we could have bottled what we had and went out to California, we would have helped them with all their drought out there, because it seemed like every event we had, it rained. But 2024, I mean, we really lucked into some good weather. But hey, you're outside, Mother Nature, you can't battle her. You just hope for the best. But we've had some times where it's rained and poured, but we've still had a great time with the events.
Yeah, either way, everybody's coming there for a fun time, and they get the weather. They understand that. So, obviously you have thousands and thousands of people that are going to these events, but if they want to actually get more information on it, they can go to MidwestFishTournaments.com, and they'll have all the information there. They can sign up, I'm assuming, that or at least get their information on how to sign up. And, we are really big fans of you guys. We just kind of got associated with you last fall, and we're looking forward to doing big things. I know this year we're trying to get a section where we actually do an app takeover for you guys on the tournament weekends. And so I think it's going to be great. We really appreciate you coming on and talking to us today about everything going on with these big tournaments. And I would encourage anyone in the app to go visit, sign up, make sure that you're, if nothing else, supporting these guys, because they're bringing, millions of dollars into the lake area on these weekends, and they're doing a lot of good effort for all the businesses and all the people that live there. So, Big Al, thanks, man. I'll have you back on as we get closer into the actual date of the events. And, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, what? I would just appreciate you guys, hooking up with Steve, an old friend of mine, and the app that you guys put together as far as a one-stop shop for people that want to navigate the lake. It's outstanding. So we're glad that we've hooked up with you guys.
Awesome, man. Well, we'll look forward to working with you on some new stuff, and let's get this 2-degree weather out of the way and get to some nice warm boating weather.
No skeeters this summer with this cold weather.
All right. We'll talk to you. Thank you, bud.
Thanks, Ken.